Watch Tesla Cyberquad DIY Electrek ATV go 100 miles per hour. Electrek. Infamous green tint screen returns with Galaxy Tab S7, Note 20 Ultra, SamMobile. Microsoft backs Epic's Unreal Engine development in Apple Fight, Android Authority. Motorola Moto G9 with 48MP triple rear cameras launched in India. Features, specifications and more. India TV News. Dominion worker strike continues. VOCM. Ninjala Season 2 features a Sonic the Hedgehog collaboration. GamePore. Xiaomi patents a smartphone camera system with tilting cameras. Gizmochina. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Update 11 revealed. 6 million copies sold. The Nerd Mag. Google Pixel 4a 5G renders emerge, revealing larger display and familiar design. GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. The 23 Android apps that should be deleted immediately to avoid cache scam threat. Wales Online.